inference processes of Chinese AI models may lead to serious consequences, and it also addressed China's strategy of acquiring advanced U.S. chips via third countries. And now for today's weather. Currently, it's 19 degrees Celsius. The UV index is expected to reach a high level during the daytime. That wraps up this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You are listening to BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Coming up next is Midday Mate with Kimberly An. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
It's a lovely Wednesday afternoon, perfect for slowing down and thinking about the world around us. Today, we turn our attention to a growing social trend, lonely together, Korea's rise in single-person households. More than 10 million people now live alone in Korea, making up for 41% of all households. This shift is driven by delayed marriage, low birth rates, and an aging society. While living alone brings freedom, it also raises concerns, especially around loneliness, income gaps, and mental health. We'll look at what's behind this trend and what it means for the future and how experts and policymakers are responding. It's Wednesday, May 14th, 2025, and this is Midday Mate. Let's get started.
Wake up, late again. Go step on the bus, don't overthink it and just get in. See the landscape pass us by at the speed of light. I saw the sun rising in Beijing, saw it set over Berlin skies. Why don't we enjoy the ride? We used to have so much time. Take a trip, it's gonna be alright. Why don't we just enjoy the ride? Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Somebody told me, what's the point, why wait? There's never a perfect moment to embrace the change. And I'm learning to accept that as of late. We're driving a long way home, let the city lights guide the way. Why don't we enjoy the ride? We used to have so much time. Take a trip, it's gonna be alright. Why don't we just enjoy the ride? Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride.
And that was Enjoy the Ride by Chris James. This is a heartfelt pop ballad by German-American singer-songwriter Chris James. The song reflects on embracing life's journey, emphasizing the importance of savoring each moment rather than rushing toward the destination. With its soothing melodies and introspective lyrics, it encourages listeners to find joy in the present and appreciate the experiences that shape us along the way. Hello everyone. It's a wonderful Wednesday afternoon here in Busan, and we're coming to you live from the studio. Welcome to Midday Mate on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Cheongwan, and Noksan areas. And I am your host, Kimberly, and I'm so glad that you're here joining us today. And we have a few people in our YouTube live stream. Hello, Benny Nim and Kim Youngmin Nim. Welcome to Midday Mate. I hope you're having a wonderful hump day so far. There is beautiful weather, beautiful music that we're playing, and hopefully you can enjoy the show. So with that, let's see what's coming up on our show for today. In hour number 1, we'll have Listomania, a daily topic adventure with a list of things that will keep you entertained. And today, we're going to be talking about the rise of one, solitude, society, and the Korean future. And after Listomania, we'll talk about Fact Detox. Did you hear it somewhere, but you weren't quite sure if it was true or not? Time to clear out some common sense and discover the truth with Cheryl in the studio shortly for that also. And then we'll move along to hour number 2, where we'll have today's quote. A moment to pause during your busy day and reflect on a thought-provoking quote to soothe your mind. And after today's quote, we'll have bite-sized banter, a daily dose of lighthearted chatter on a new topic every day with Andrew. And after bite-sized banter, we'll have Don't Make a Scene, where we learn real-life English expressions through movies and drama scenes. And since today is Wednesday, we'll have our new segment to close up with. It is Enter Planet, your go-to spot for the hottest entertainment updates from around the globe. And now, for our question of the day and text topic. Are you ready? The question is, what's your go-to comfort food when you're home alone? What's your go-to comfort food when you're home alone? So when you're home alone and you just need a little bit of something that will make you feel nice and cozy and to comfort you after a long, stressful day. Or even if you didn't have a long, stressful day and it was just a regular day at work, you still look for that comfort food. So what is it? What do you look forward to? Do you just open up a new bag of chips? Do you go home and bake fresh cookies? Let me know. What's your go-to comfort food when you are home alone? 집에서 혼자 있을 때 자주 먹는 외로의 음식은 무엇인가요? Go ahead and send in your answers by texting in pound 9050 or shop 9050 and it'll only cost you 101. Or reach us through Kakao Talk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us in Kakao as a friend and send in your messages for free. And we also do have our smartphone app. Search the same thing again, BEFM or 부산영어방송 in any of the app stores. You can listen to our programs and leave us comments after logging in. And now I'll be right back with Listomania after the song. Here is Livin' Alright by Services and Coda the Friend.
I cracked my phone, my text won't send. My car just died and I'm behind on rent. I lost my girl, I lost some friends. I stubbed my toe, then I bumped my head. They called me lost for quite some time. And some days I think they're probably right. Yet I wonder why I'm still living alright. I'm still living alright. I'm still living alright. I'm still living alright. I lost my keys, my password's wrong. I got locked out and my wallet's gone. I can't find road, I can't find home. My mind sailed off and I'm on my own. They caught me lost for quite some time. And some days I think they're probably right. Yet I wonder why I'm still living alright. I'm still living alright. I'm still living alright. I'm still living alright. Yeah. Mama called me on the phone, told her that I'm doing good. It just matter how it is, it don't matter how it look. Happy cause I know I'm rich, even when I'm in the red. Thinking what I should regret, it don't matter what they took. I stay pure even when they come for me. I'm sitting on my sofa living comfortably. I'm never gonna give them what they wanna see. Sorry but I'm doing just fine. I'm still living alright. 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 I'm still living alright.
And that was Livin' Alright by Surfaces and Coda the Friend. And now it's time for Listomania, a daily topic adventure with a list of things that will keep you entertained. And today we're going to be talking about the rise of one, solitude, society, and the Korean future. Up first, we have the rise of single-person households. So this has been a huge trend these days. Korea's demographic landscape is undergoing a significant transformation. In March of 2024, just last year, the number of single-person households surpassed 10 million, representing 41.8% of all households. This increase is attributed to factors such as delayed marriage, low fertility rates, and an aging population. Statistics Korea projects that by 2052, the year of 2052, single-person households will comprise of over 40% of the total, with numbers reaching to 9.62 million. Can you believe that? So right now, at this point, around 42% of all households are single people living alone. That is almost half of our demographic here in Korea. And that's a huge change from what it was in the past. Up at number 2, we have economic implications. Living alone often correlates with lower income levels. In 2022, the average annual income of single-person households was approximately 26.9 million Korean won, significantly below the national average of 64.1 million Korean won. That is almost half, or that's definitely less than half. Additionally, over 70% of individuals in this demographic rely on government assistance or basic income. This economic disparity underscores the need for policies that address income inequality and provide support for those living alone. So many people that do live alone, they have to have a tendency of a lower income. So we do see here that they are, getting some government assistance as well. Up at number 3, we have social isolation and mental health. The rise in single-person households has been accompanied by an increase of social isolation. A study indicates that 1 in 5 Koreans, that is 20%, experience chronic loneliness with the dissolution of family structures and weakening social bonds contributing to this issue. So many people that are living alone, they do have loneliness. They feel like they are apart from society. Again, this is 1 in 5 of those that are living alone. So with this issue, particularly concerning is the phenomenon of 고독사, or lonely deaths, where individuals pass away alone and remain undiscovered for, unfortunately, an extended period of time. In 2022, there were 3,661 reported cases of such deaths, highlighting the severity of the problem. So unfortunately, those people who are in single-person households, maybe they are, away and separated from their family, and some of them will pass away on their own, and people will not know because they just don't have any other connection. So that is something big with social isolation. Up at number 4, we have government initiatives. In response to these challenges, the government has implemented various initiatives. Seoul's Seoul Without Loneliness project, with an investment of approximately $322 million, aims to combat loneliness through measures like 24/7 counseling hotlines and community dining spaces. So how good is that? If you are feeling a bit lonely, you have no one to talk to, you can call up this hotline. Or when you have no one to eat with and you don't want to eat alone, maybe you can go to these community dining spaces. However, though, experts argue that while these efforts are commendable, great job on making these changes, they aren't addressing the root cause of loneliness, such as societal pressure and the breakdown of traditional support networks. So although they are making some good changes and initiatives, it's not really combating the root of the problem. Up at number 5, we have the future outlook. So, looking ahead, the trend of increasing single-person households is expected to continue. This demographic shift presents both challenges and opportunities. While it may strain social services and exacerbates issues related to isolation, it also creates a market for products and services tailored to individuals living alone. Businesses are responding with innovations in housing, food, and technology designed to meet the needs of its growing demographic. Dr. Lee Min-ju, a sociologist specializing in family studies, emphasizes the importance of community engagement and policy reforms to support single-person households. She advocates for the development of social infrastructure that fosters connection and addresses the underlying causes of loneliness. So, it's clear that Korea's social fabric is evolving and changing. And the rise of single-person households is more than just a numbers game. It's reshaping how we live, work, and how we connect with one another also. The growing sense of isolation is especially concerning, and while government programs like Seoul's Seoul Without Loneliness show efforts, experts remind us that real change requires deeper shifts in how society views aging, independence, and community. So we all need to kind of change and rearrange our focus and perspective also. And also here, as we look to the future, it's not all gloomy. We got to stay positive, right? This shift also opens the door for innovation. Maybe there'll be more personalized services, smarter living spaces, and new ways of building that connection. So whether you're living solo by choice or circumstance, the hope is that no one has to feel truly alone. And that was today's list for Listomania on the rise of one, solitude, society, and the Korean future. Hopefully you learned a new thing here or there from our Listomania today. And now let's take a song break. Here is Never Going Home Tonight by David Guetta featuring Madison Love.
State of mind. Said DJ play that sad song one more time. After party high, I keep searching for the signs in the neon light. We're never going home tonight. Life is a dream, we'll sleep when we die. No, we're Taste me on your lips like I'm alcohol. One more kiss before last call. Yeah, baby, who says I can't have it all? We're never going home tonight. Life is a dream, we'll sleep when we die. No, we're never going home tonight. Hold on to me, it's a hell of a ride. Harder than a heart throb, speeding in a drop top when it's running from the cops. I can make your wild thoughts sweeter than a lemon drop. We're never going home tonight. We're never going home
And welcome back, everyone. You just listened to Never Going Home Tonight by David Guetta featuring Madison Love. I'm your host, Kimberly, and you're listening to our awesome show of Midday Mate. And now our question of the day and text topic, it is, what's your go-to comfort food when you're home alone? What's your favorite and go-to comfort food when you're home alone? 집에서 혼자 있을 때 자주 먹는 위로의 음식은 무엇인가요? And I have an answer here from Benny Name saying chicken or ramen. The reason is we love some hearty meals, especially on rainy days. Ah, yes. Especially on rainy days when you go and find your comfort food, I feel like it's something with a nice warm broth, right? What's better than ramen? So, Benny Nim, thank you for your answer. And we do have another listener coming in. Hello, Chae Youngmin Nim. Welcome to Midday Mate. I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday so far, and thank you for joining us. And now, if you don't, and if you didn't answer the question, go, go, go. You have to. Again, send in your answers by texting in pound 9050 or shop 9050 and it'll only cost you 101. Or reach us through Kakao Talk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us and send in your messages for free. And we also do have our smartphone app. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in any of the app stores. You can listen to our programs and leave us comments after logging in. And now it's time for our Wednesday segment. And now it's time for our Wednesday segment of Fact Detox, the segment where we explore common myths and see whether they hold up under some scrutiny. And here with me for Fact Detox, we have none other than Cheryl.
G'day, g'day.
G'day, g'day. How are you doing today?
Good. Can't complain. The weather's so good.
I love the weather these days.
Yeah, finally, taste of summer.
But you know, I have like a little bug in my throat.
Me too. You can hear it when I'm talking.
A little bit. Can you
Yeah.
hear it in mine also? I can hear it in my ears.
Oh, no.
No? My voice this morning, I woke up around 6 a.m. and I was like, oh, water. Because it hurt when I swallowed. So I woke up, I had some nice warm tea, and I was like, oh no, my voice. But it's a little better.
We woke up the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I went back to sleep though. Did you?
Yeah, of course.
Well, before we get into Fact Detox, can I ask you our question of the day?
Okay.
Our question is, what's your go-to comfort food when you're home alone? Nobody's watching. There's no judgment. Whatever you want for that comfort.
Okay, so this is going to be something that's kind of bizarre. And I can only have it when I'm overseas because it's impossible to get it in Korea. And it's something that my mum used to make. And it's like mac and cheese,
Oh,
but it's got tuna in it
tuna.
and hard-boiled egg in it, chopped up, and then ketchup.
Ketchup.
Yeah, but it's got to be like the instant kind of mac and cheese, not
I
like
see.
yeah,
So do you just make the mac and cheese and then get your canned tuna?
yeah.
And what was it? Canned tuna and ketchup and boiled
Hard-boiled
eggs.
egg, yeah.
And then mix it together at the end.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, we have a picture. It kind of just looks like a macaroni salad.
Yeah, it's not quite as nice as that. It's a bit more ghetto than that.
A little bit more ghetto.
That's luxury right there.
Oh, interesting. Canned tuna. I would have never
Yeah.
imagined that it would go well with my mac and cheese.
I don't know that it does. but
I guess the ketchup just drowns it all
It's
out.
just something my mum used to make when I was a kid. And when I'm overseas, it's kind of a comfort food that I'll have.
Well, listeners, if you want to try Cheryl's comfort food, go ahead and try it and let me know because I'm just going to have my regular mac and cheese.
Yeah, don't do it to yourself.
Here's another picture that Napi team's trying to look for and scrambling around. That looks like a gourmet mac and cheese too.
It still does, yeah. It looks a lot better than what I do.
Interesting. You know what? You'll have to send us a picture later if you ever make it. Well, when you're abroad,
Yeah.
you said. You know what? Then I have people visiting from America. Well, it's not until October.
Yeah.
But I'll tell them to bring some instant mac and cheese.
Okay.
And you can make it for us.
All right. I can do that.
I love it. Well, so that was our question of the day and Cheryl's comfort food. So now, what are we going to talk about for Fact Detox today?
So today we're going to dive into some of the most popular claims about animals. And we're going to start with one that's been around for ages. And today we'll be detoxing and finding out if there's any truth to it, like a goldfish. My memory is also short.
Yes, I know that goldfish are known to have short memory, maybe of like 5 seconds.
You're close. Actually, according to this myth, a goldfish has a memory of only 3 seconds.
3?
According to the myth, yeah.
Interesting. So I've heard of this myth before. Well, I got my seconds wrong when I said 5. But I think that's why they're content with swimming around in small bowls all the time. And we can take care of them at home.
Yeah, they're a good starter pet, I think. A lot of kids get them before they get something big.
That was my starter pet as well.
And a lot of people believe that they're content just swimming around in bowls and they can't remember anything. And that's why they swim around in circles all the time. It seems like they might forget everything in a few seconds, but turns out it's a total myth.
So untrue.
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 I'm assuming that the idea of goldfish having such short-term memory comes from a lack of understanding about the brains of fish then, right? And I think that the brains of fish would be difficult to study because they're so little. And I guess, well, when thinking of a goldfish, they're like the size of maybe like your thumb or not even sometimes. And to see if that there's a brain inside the head part, that'd be very small. So then people would just automatically think, oh, small brain, less memory. But anyhow, our first question is then, why would scientists want to study the memory of a fish? Why is this even up for debate?
So this is really interesting. Scientists studied fish memory in order to understand learning, memory, cognition in broader biological contexts. When goldfish in particular were chosen as model organisms, especially when studying spatial navigation and the effects of various factors on memory retention. Some studies also focused on intergenerational memory transfer, suggesting that DNA plays a role in passing memories through generations.
Interesting. So I did not know that was also particular to fish. Well,
Right?
now you learned something, everybody. Well, I did.
The goldfish are more complex than you thought.
Yes, I guess so. So I understand what you just said, but then how do you study a fish brain or their memory?
So the scientists studied the memory of fish through the use of different experiments involving training fish on tasks and observing what they do over time. One common experiment involved teaching the fish to associate specific cues like sounds or locations with rewards and then testing if they remember the associations. Another experiment was training the fish on spatial tasks like navigating a maze and then observing if they can remember the path or location to a reward.
Whoa, so they can go through a maze?
Yeah.
That is fantastic. I would have never thought.
Right?
I'm looking at goldfish in a whole new way. Then what did the scientists find when they did these experiments? I'm assuming they debunked the myth of the 3-second memory as we're talking about, right?
They absolutely did. Recent studies have really changed the way we look at goldfish. According to Dr. Cullen Brown, a behavioral ecologist at Macquarie University, goldfish have been shown to have memory that lasts for months.
Months?
Months.
That's probably longer than my memory.
Definitely longer than mine.
Because I forget things from like 3 months ago. Well, I think people will need to start upgrading their goldfish bowls then to keep their goldfish a little bit more engaged and entertained. Add a few little mazes in there, put some plants in there so they have some, I don't know, things to look at.
Goldfish are the new mice.
Yes, I guess so. So the scientists actually proved that goldfish aren't forgetful and can actually learn things too.
Yeah, the experiments prove that goldfish can actually remember simple tasks like swimming through a maze, and they can remember specific events like when they've been fed or where they found food before. So they're definitely capable of forming long-term memories, contrary to what most people think.
So if they have good memory, can they remember their owners? And do they recognize the kid looking at them through the glass of the bowl and just like keep poking at it? Hey. So they're like, oh, it's that kid again. I can't come over here.
Yeah, they can.
Facial recognition, really?
Yeah, in one study conducted by the University of Plymouth, they trained goldfish to recognize their human caretakers, and the goldfish actually responded to their owner's presence.
Very interesting. I feel like there's a scene from Finding Nemo when Darla, the girl with like the braces, the dentist office's, I think, niece, comes into the office and the fish hide. That's not too far-fetched then. They actually do want to hide away from her.
Absolutely. Research shows that goldfish can form associations with certain stimuli and recognize familiar faces. So when you walk up to their tank and it looks like they're swimming up to you because it looks like they recognize you, they do, and they associate you with food.
So I had no idea that they were that smart.
Yeah, your goldfish knows who you are.
Uh-oh. I'm having flashbacks of when I had my goldfish. I was like, hey! I would like put my finger in their waves. My goldfish probably hated me. So now we know that they are actually incredibly smart creatures. And I guess the 3-second memory myth likely came from the fact that goldfish do swim around in circles, which could make them seem like they forget things because they keep going around and around and around. Right?
Yeah.
But it's not just because they have short memory. It's because of how they swim and explore. So does this mean your memory is longer than 3 seconds then?
Unfortunately, in my case, it's not a myth. My memory is about 3 seconds. For fish, their behavior might seem random, but it's not really about forgetting. It's just how they explore their environment. And speaking of random behaviors, did you know that goldfish can be trained to perform tricks?
Tricks?
They can even learn to push a lever for food.
Really?
Yeah.
People put like little levers in the fishbowl and make them push it for food?
Well, scientists do. But you can too.
That seems very cool. It makes me think about how much we underestimate animals sometimes. Not just goldfish, but a wide variety of different type of fish also, right? We assume that because they don't behave like humans, right? They don't have the same capabilities. But goldfish are actually really, really, really clever.
And not just goldfish, other species of fish like cleaner worse also show signs of problem solving and learning. These findings really challenge our understanding of animal cognition. In fact, some scientists think that fish might even possess cognitive abilities similar to higher mammals.
Interesting. Like us. We're a mammal.
But no opposable thumbs.
Oh, no thumb animals. So do you think this myth will actually ever kind of go away, though?
Oh, I don't think so. Myths like this are so ingrained in popular culture that it takes a while for the truth to catch up. But I don't know, maybe with more research and awareness, people will start to realize goldfish have a more impressive memory. And they're actually a really cool starter pet.
Well, that's very interesting. And now that I know that they remember things, I might start giving goldfish a little extra credit there.
Yeah, I think maybe, whoever listens will. So the next time you hear someone say that goldfish have a 3-second memory, you can confidently say, actually, they can remember things for months. And that's today's first myth busted.
Well, there you have it, everyone. Goldfish definitely don't have a 3-second memory. And in fact, their memory is much more sophisticated than people actually realize. And I think the thing is because we have that saying in our English, right? We say, oh, that person has a memory of a goldfish. And that's so ingrained in with what we say. It's like an idiom that we always say for things or people who forget things quickly or get easily distracted even, or don't seem like they learn from their mistakes because they didn't learn. We say, oh, that person has a memory of a goldfish. I can't stand it. So we learned, though, goldfish have good memory.
Yeah. So it's actually a compliment.
Yes. Oh, hey.
You've got the memory of a goldfish.
Yeah. So when someone says that as an insult to you, saying that you have a memory of a goldfish, you can say, thank you, actually. They have memories for months.
And they're skilled.
Yes. Interesting. Well, thank you very much for that. For our first myth for today, I'm excited for our second one. But before we move on to it, let's take a song break, everyone. Here is Georgie Girl by The Seekers.
Hey there, Georgie girl, swinging down the street so fancy-free. Nobody you meet could ever see the loneliness there inside you. Hey there, Georgie girl, why do all the boys just pass you by? Could it be you just don't try, or is it the clothes you wear? You're always window shopping but never stopping to buy. So shed those dowdy feathers and fly a little bit. Hey there, Georgie girl, there's another Georgie deep inside. Bring out all the love you hide, and oh, what a change there'd be. The world would see a new Georgie girl. Georgie girl, dreaming of the someone you could be. Life is a reality, you can't always run away. Don't be so scared of changing and rearranging yourself. It's time for jumping down from the shelf a little bit. Hey there, Georgie girl, there's another Georgie deep inside. Bring out all the love you hide, and oh, what a change there'd be. The world would see a new Georgie girl. Hey there, Georgie Wake girl. Up, Georgie girl. Hey there, Georgie Come girl. On, Georgie girl. Hey there, Georgie Wake girl. Up, Georgie girl. Hey there, Georgie girl. Georgie girl.
And welcome back, everyone. You just listened to Georgie Girl by The Seekers. And you're listening to Midday Mate. And we're in the middle of our segment of Fact Detox with Cheryl. And in the beginning, we talked about our myth of goldfish having only a 3-second memory. However, we learned that, no, they have a longer memory that lasts for even months. So we're going to go to our next animal myth. But first, I do have an answer or a comment here from Manakdo Yongha님, hello, saying, we shouldn't underestimate a fish's memory. Salmon return to the place where they were born even after a year, And that's also true. They had to go back to then lay their eggs again. So yeah, that's very good. We should not give credit to fish. right? So let's go to our second myth for animals today. What is it?
So we're going from one extreme to the other, from an animal thought to have no memory to an animal thought to have an excellent memory.
Oh, and I think I know which animal you're talking about because I read some books. Novels, not like scientific books and journals of that sort. I read a novel about an elephant. Oh, I just gave it away. It's an elephant. They say that elephants never forget, right?
Yeah, right. We assume that because they're so big that their brains match their size, and we also assume that they must have amazing memories. I've heard that elephants can remember things from years ago, which seems pretty wild since I can't even recall what I ate for breakfast this morning.
Yeah, what did I eat for breakfast this morning? Can't remember. Memory of a not goldfish. Well, I've heard that elephants have the best memories in the animal kingdom. Is this true, or are we busting the myth today?
So surprisingly, it's not just a myth. There is science behind it. According to Dr. Richard Bryan, a cognitive scientist at the University of Edinburgh, elephants have remarkable memory capabilities, especially when it comes to recognizing other elephants and humans. They can even remember places they've been to years after visiting them.
Wow. I can't remember. So a long time ago, I went to like the Grand Canyon. I don't remember any of it, but an elephant would.
Yeah.
I always assume that elephants never forget because they live in large groups also. And they can recognize the members of their herd, but they also recognize people, like caretakers at the zoos, right?
That's right. Elephants can recognize individuals they've met even after many years. So, in fact, one famous study, elephants were able to recognize the voices of specific humans, even those they had not seen in years. Dr. Joyce Poole, a leading elephant expert, observed that elephants can use their incredible memory to track and interact with both familiar and unfamiliar individuals.
So are there any specific things that elephants remember the most? Like, do they have better memories for certain types of things?
That's a really good question. So elephants tend to remember important events and experiences, kind of like us, but particularly those related to survival. So, for example, elephants can remember the locations of water sources over long distances, which is crucial for their survival during periods of drought. And their memory is also tied to the social connections of their prides. Elephants in the wild maintain really long-lasting relationships, and they remember other elephants that they've interacted with over the years.
That makes sense then. So if an elephant is separated from its herd, it can still find its way back, right?
Absolutely. Elephants have an incredible ability to navigate large areas, and they can remember landmarks and migration paths. This ability is especially important when they need to find food and water during tough times. In fact, elephants have been known to travel over 100 miles to reach a waterhole that they visited years before.
Wow. So elephants don't forget the place that they've been to even after a long time has passed then.
Exactly. Their memory isn't just about faces. It's about survival and relationships. And they also use their memory to help others in the herd. For example, older elephants often lead younger elephants to water and food sources. And their memories, they help the whole herd thrive.
That's very interesting. But, you know, we say that elephants never forget, but I'm assuming the never forget is a bit of a, stretch.
Yeah, so, right. Just like people of a certain age. While elephants do have amazing memories, they're not infallible. Over time, their memories may fade, especially if they're not regularly exposed to certain people or places. It's more accurate to say that elephants have incredibly long and strong memories, but it doesn't literally translate into never forget.
I got it. So they have excellent memories, but like people, as they age, those memories start to fade like an almost elephant dementia.
Exactly. They have some of the best memories in the animal kingdom. So next time you hear someone say elephants never forget, you know it's a bit of an exaggeration, but there is some truth to it.
So, as I mentioned before, I read a novel called The One and Only Ivan. And that was about a gorilla, but there was an elephant character in it also. And the elephant was also saying that they had good memory about the abuse that it went through from before getting into the mall that they were at. And I feel like elephants also, when we think about elephants, we think about circuses, right? Also, when they are trained to do certain types of tasks for them. And I assumed, as you were saying also, they recognize people also and the voice. And I'm sure that they could connect that voice to the commands that they are supposed to be giving to do that trick for the circus.
Yeah. Elephants are just absolutely amazing animals. I was in South Africa many years ago on safari, and we came across a herd of elephants at the watering hole.
Oh.
And I guess we came up in the truck, and in Africa, the truck is open. And you've got the driver, and then you've got a guide on the side, and then you've got a guide at the back, and they both have the guns because it's all open. And one of the big males of the herd, he must have heard the truck coming, and he turned around, and there were babies there, and he started to charge the truck
To protect
the
babies.
And protect his herd. And so the driver just backed away so quickly and started driving off. And then he just quietly said to himself, wow, that was scary.
I bet. You know, as we're on this topic of animal myths, I had one quick one to share. Did you know we have a myth that bulls get angry when they see the color red?
I've heard that. Yeah.
But it's a myth.
It is.
The truth is, bulls are actually colorblind to red.
So it's just like the matador waving.
So the myth likely
cape?
came from bullfighting, where
Yeah.
you just said the matador used a red cape, and people assume that the red color just makes the bull angry.
I've heard that. Never like wave red at a bull because it'll make it angry.
Yeah. So bulls react to movement of the cape, not the color of the cape. The cape could be any type of color, but the movement of it is what makes them react. And like many other animals, bulls can't distinguish red from green. So the red just looks like a grayish tone to them.
Okay.
Yeah. So really, when the matadors are, shaking the red, it's just to make them angry with the movement. It's not necessarily the color. I think the color is there for flair.
This totally changed the perception of bullfighting for me.
Exactly. So there are a few myths that we learned about today. Goldfish and their not so short memory. The elephants and their long memory, but not lasting forever. And very quickly, with bulls that are actually colorblind to the color red. So as you can see, we learned a lot from our segment of Fact Detox with Cheryl.
Always learning.
I always love our segment of Fact Detox, and I'm excited for what you're going to bring next week.
Me too.
I want like a little hint, but I will have to wait and be patient.
Yes.
Well, Cheryl, thank you so much for coming in today, and I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And everyone, that's the end of our first hour. I'll be back at 1 p.m. after this song. Here is Hand on Your Heart by Kylie Minogue.
Put your hand on your heart and tell me that we're through. To make it last.
부산의 축제 어디까지 즐겨보셨나요? 과거와 현재, 미래가 공존하는 항구도시 부산. 이곳 부산은 계절을 물들이는 다양한 축제로 늘 풍성합니다. 봄의 시작을 알리는 봄꽃 축제부터 부산의 여름을 만끽하는 바다축제, 전 세계 영화인들이 모이는 부산국제영화제와 새로운 시작의 해맞이 축제까지. 부산의 축제는 우리의 열정을 가득 담고 있습니다. 바쁜 일상은 잠시 뒤로하고 특별한 시간을 선물 받는 바로 이곳 부산에서 우리의 삶은 축제가 됩니다. 축제로 하나 되는 부산, 여러분은 어떤 축제를 기다리시나요? 이 캠페인은 대선공익재단과 BFM 부산영어방송이 함께합니다.
5월 24일 토요일 오후 1시 영화의 전당 야외 무대에서 만나는 작은 지구촌 축제. 영어와 음악이 함께합니다.
BFM All-Star English 공개 방송. Hello world, let's be friends.
저 에이시아 푸기
And me, 민수.
그리고 개그맨 이상훈,
감사합니다.
가수 와니와 아론, 래퍼 윤비까지 이 라인업 실화.
From a fun English quiz to a freestyle rap battle, get ready for a time full of laughter, music, and making new friends with All-Star English.
May 24th, Saturday 1 p.m. 영화의 전당에서 우리 그날 친구 할까요?
The time is now 1 o'clock.
That's all you wanted. It was easy. You just moved to the city. You made me feel I was needed. I made you feel less alone. Now it's steady. You're so glad that you met me. And I'm so glad that you're happy. But you're happy on your own. You keep me in your life, but barely on your mind. Just for a second you had me. That's it, now I'm gonna be happy. We're already halfway there. That's all you wanted. You had me think for a minute. This one is one in a million. And now I'm well aware that that's all you wanted. Day trips, wine and homeostasis, knowing one of your faces. Turns out there's two. Now I'm mostly dealing with the control freak who is scared to be lonely, so you hold me onto you. You keep me in your life, but barely on your mind. Just for a second you had me. That's it, now I'm gonna be happy. We're already halfway there. That's all you wanted. You had me think for a minute. This one is one in a million. And now I'm well aware that that's all you wanted. Stay with me. That's all you wanted. Twice a week. That's all you wanted. I see it in the way you look at me. That's all you wanted. That's all you wanted. Why do I stay when I should leave? Keep me in your life, but barely on your mind. Just for a second you had me. That's it, now I'm gonna be happy. out your heart wasn't in it. That's fine, but why not admit it? We only got halfway there.
And welcome back, everyone. You just heard Halfway There by Thomas Mielstrip. And it's a beautiful reminder that it's okay to be in between. Not quite at the end and not at the beginning either. Sometimes the most honest moments happen right there in the middle. Whether you're figuring things out or just catching your breath, songs like this help us feel a little less alone. And again, you just listened to Halfway There by Thomas Mielstrip. Hello, hello. We are broadcasting live on this Wednesday afternoon from the heart of Busan. Welcome to Midday Mate, everyone. You're on BEFM 90.5 in Busan or 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jeongwan, and Noksan areas. And I am Kimberly, your host, and I'll be with you here for the next hour. And now it is 1:04 in the afternoon, and it's time to start hour number 2. We're going to start off with today's quote, a moment to pause during your busy day and reflect on a thought-provoking quote to soothe your mind. And after that, we'll have bite-sized banter, a daily dose of lighthearted chatter on a new topic every day with Andrew. And following bite-sized banter, we'll have Don't Make a Scene, where we learn real-life English expressions through movies and drama scenes. And at the end of the show, we'll wrap it all up with our segment titled Enter Planet, your go-to spot for the hottest entertainment updates from around the globe. And I'll be checking your messages throughout the show. Hello, hello. We have Po-nim coming in and Clean and Clean-nim coming in also in our YouTube live stream. Hello, I hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday so far. And now, our question of the day and text topic, it is, what's your go-to comfort food when home alone? What's your go-to comfort food when you're home alone? 집에서 혼자 있을 때 자주 먹는 위로의 음식은 무엇인가요? And I have an answer here from Clean and Clean-님 saying, any hot ramen is the best when I'm hungry at night. Yes, I think ramen is so delicious. It is definitely a comfort food of one of mine also because of the warm and hot broth, and they just come out in so many different flavors also. And you have to be home alone so that someone doesn't steal one bite, they say, but they end up taking like 3. So thank you for your answer, Clean and Clean-nim. And for others, go ahead and send in your answers by texting in pound 9050 or shop 9050, and it'll only cost you 101. Or reach us through Kakao Talk. Search BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Add us and send in your messages for free. And we also do have our smartphone app. Search the same thing again, BEFM or 부산영어방송 in any of the app stores. Download our app and listen to our programs and leave us comments after logging in. And now I'll be right back with today's quote after this song. Here is Iris by Jada Fazer.
And I'd give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. And all I can taste is this moment, and all I can breathe is your life. And sooner or later it's over. I just don't wanna miss you tonight. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's made to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. Fight the tears that ain't coming, or the moment of truth in your lies. When everything feels like the movies, yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand when everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am. I just want you to know who I am.
And that was Iris by Jada Facer. And now it's time for today's quote. A moment to pause during your busy day and reflect on a thought-provoking quote to soothe your mind. And today's quote is, being alone is not the same as being lonely. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. 혼자인 것과 외로운 것은 다릅니다. We often assume that being alone is a negative thing. That if someone is spending time with themselves, they must be sad, isolated, or a bit left out. But that's not always true. In fact, for many people, being alone is a choice and even a source of peace. Let me share a real example that caught attention online. In 2022, a YouTuber in Seoul named Jinwoo, who lives alone in a small apartment, went viral for showing how he enjoys his daily life alone. He filmed himself cooking meals, practicing the guitar, watching movies, and even celebrating his birthday all by himself. What surprised people wasn't how lonely he looked, but how happy he seemed. In one video, he says, I used to think I needed company to enjoy life, but now I learned how to be a good friend to myself. And that is powerful. Chino received thousands of comments from people saying, I thought I was the only one who liked being alone. Thanks for making solitude feel normal. His videos reminded people that solitude can be peaceful. Just because you live or eat or travel alone doesn't mean something's missing. Sometimes it means you're in tune with your own rhythm. Of course, there is a big difference between choosing to be alone and being forced into loneliness. Two totally different things there. But today, many people are intentionally creating their own spaces, decorating their small homes, starting solo hobbies, or just enjoying quiet evenings. They're redefining what it means to be alone. So the next time you hear someone say, I live alone, don't rush in to pity them. Maybe they're not lonely. Maybe they're just finally free. And this quote really gives something us to think about. In a world where we're constantly connected online, it's easy to forget the value of simply being by ourselves. Chino's story shows that solitude doesn't have to be sad. It can be a form of self-care, even a quiet celebration of who we are when no one's watching. So whether you're out with friends or enjoying your own company today, remember, alone time isn't something to fear. It's something we can embrace. And who knows? Maybe the best conversations we'll ever have are the ones that we have with ourselves. And we'll have more thoughtful moments coming your way here on Midday Meet for today's quote. And again, it was, being alone is not the same as being lonely. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. 혼자인 것과 외로운 것은 다릅니다. And that was today's quote. And now let's take a song break. Here is Always by Bon Jovi.
Romeo was bleeding, you can't see his blood. It's nothing but some feelings that this old dog kicked up. It's been raining since you left me. Now I'm drowning in the flood. You see, I've always been a fighter, but without you, I give up. Now I can't sing a love song like the way it's meant to be. Well, I guess I'm not that good anymore, but baby, that's just me. Yeah, I will love you, baby, always, and I'll be there forever and a day. I'll be there till the stars don't shine, till the heavens burst and the words don't rhyme. I know when I die, you'll be on my mind, and I love you always. Now your pictures that you left behind are just memories of a different life. Something made us laugh, something made us cry, one that made you have to say goodbye. What I'd give to run my fingers through your hair, touch your lips, to hold you near when you say your prayers. Try to understand, I've made mistakes, I'm just a man. When he holds you close, when he pulls you near, when he says the words you've been needing to hear, I wish I was him, 'cause those words are mine to say to you till the end of time. And I will love you, baby, always, and I'll be there forever and a day. Always. If you told me to cry for you, I could. If you told me to die for you, I would. Take a look at my face. There's no price I won't pay to say these words to you. Well, there ain't no luck in these loaded dice, but baby, if you give me just one more try, we can pack up our old dreams and our old lives. We'll find a place where the sun still shines. Yeah, we'll love you, baby, always, and I'll be there forever and a day. Always.
And welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Midday Mate, and now it's time for Bite-Sized Banter
We're back.
with Andrew.
Hump day, middle of the week, Wednesday, everybody.
Whew, we're already in the middle of May.
Not just the middle of the week, the middle of May.
Oh, my.
Yes. We've made it through the holidays, which were great. Mm-hmm. Now it's fast forward straight to summer.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's funny how I was talking to some students and also my kids the other day because we were talking about weather and seasons and how everyone's like, yes, because we were talking about dry season, wet season, and then, countries that have 4 seasons. And we said, oh, well, Korea is considered a country with 4 seasons. And people were like, you're joking. It has 2 and then like a quarter of another. Like, it's like, summer's super long, fall quite short, winter, and then a quite short, spring.
Yeah.
And that aircon, I'm dreading turning it on.
I already got my air conditioner cleaned like a few weeks ago. I'm ready.
I may need to do that.
I'm so ready. But what are we talking about today?
All right, we have a would you rather question. And this is one, I guess it's really going to depend on, I guess any question depends on what you like. But if your body can handle one of these. Because some people are just not these kind of people. Or it might make them sick.
Sick.
And I'm trying to lead our listeners on here. They're like, what is he talking about? So, would you rather sail or have the van life around the world? So, sail around the world or travel around in a van.
Ooh.
So, for our listeners, when I say van, I don't mean like, a van would be when you take like a tech bake style truck and then you flip it into, there's a bed in there. There's a pen, like a small kitchen. You can hook up to a generator so you have power, that kind of stuff.
So it has a bed and a kitchen already.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like what bands use for like a tour van.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Maybe you see like the white mail trucks or something like that. So, and the only really seats would be the 2 front seats.
Right.
And then everything else would be outfitted with things you would need, like a traveling hotel room or motel room.
Interesting. So, listeners, 배 타고 세계 일주 vs 캠핑카로 세계 일주 어떤 거를 원하신가요? And
yeah, I guess it is more like a camping car style, but not like the big Winnebago. That's a brand in the States. They don't have it here, so it's all right. But like that, I guess I don't even know if they make those anymore. That's just what the name I grew up with for those big style camping cars. But yeah, so but there are people, I've seen some videos on YouTube that there's like some people traveling around Korea and that's how they live, which is pretty cool. But I'm saying go around the world. So
then for this boat too, it's not just a fishing boat. It has a bed area and a kitchen also?
It's not the one that went down and you had to swim to the deserted island.
Okay.
There's like, it's a sailboat, a
like
proper
a yacht.
sailboat. Yeah, but like not like, the billionaire style yacht. You're going to hit the open ocean, that's for sure.
And then I have another question for you before I answer.
All right.
I'm being very picky and particular today.
Definitely.
For this sailing around, am I able to stop at different countries and get off?
100%. Yes.
Oh.
You can dock wherever you want, as long as you have the proper immigration materials to be able to go through.
Oh. Okay, I have my answer.
All right. And I have mine as well. I have the one I want, but I'm going to go with the more realistic one for me.
So that's what I'm thinking about right now,
really?
too.
I'll say mine. I would love to do, well, then you're going to get into the people who be like, which is better for the earth, sailing or this?
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. I think I would love to do the van thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I would love to do it.
We're opposite then.
But I would also love to sail.
But then which one is like the reality one?
Okay, so for example, if I was in the U.S., I'm going to van it.
That's true.
If I'm going across the country. And also, if you're on a sailboat, you can't really, unless then you rent a vehicle and you travel around that country, but you're pretty much limited to the port you stop in, right? So if you docked in Busan, sure, your boat's there in, the wherever at the pier.
Suyang,
Yeah, wherever. And then you can travel around, but you're most likely not going to, hightail it to Seoul or you're going to be in that city. But then again, you got to think like, okay, you could dock in some pretty fantastic cities around the world. Like, you're looking at in Spain, Portugal, Italy, places in Africa. Then you're going down the coasts of, Canada, the U.S., and then you're into, Central America, the Bahamas down there. Oh, yeah.
That would be fun.
And you don't have to worry about pirates. I've taken care of them.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gone.
But you would
took
still do the
Thanos'
van,
glove in.
though.
They're gone. I don't. It's tough because I think it'd be really cool to do the thing with my family on a boat. And they would have to learn a skill because you would need their help.
Right.
Which would be great because they would become sailors. All right. But the van, I just feel like you would experience so many little places, like the little towns. And I think that's what really makes, or that's like the heart and soul of a lot of places. I love stopping at, mom and pop, convenience stores or the Hugesos along the way when traveling around Korea. And some great experiences, some great food. I just feel like in most ports around the world, you're getting the typical things. Do you know what I mean? Like you're getting the average tourist experience.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're in the van, you can get to the heart of it.
Right. So I was going to say I would want to sail because it just sounds like so much fun. And you mentioned all those beautiful ports around the world.
Yes.
And I wouldn't mind just stopping at the ports, actually.
Okay.
However, I would probably end up doing the van life only because I've seen this one Korean family do this actually. Like they're sailing around the world and stuff.
Yeah.
But it seems terrifying when there's a storm.
I was just going to say, I think both of us forgot about the weather aspect.
The storm, I don't think I would be able to handle that. Not just for motion sickness, but for like sickness in my heart. Like I would be so scared and like the waves would be huge. It would be raining down on me. I don't know how to handle that. But in a van, I could drive through a storm. That's no problem.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, there might be a bit more space on a boat, like for people to get away from each other, where a van, you don't really have that option, right? But you could always spend a day in a shopping center.
That's true.
You could go to an indoor water park, so there's lots of options, I feel. But I think it would also be cool if I was doing the van thing, I would want to be in on the design.
Of the inside of the interior?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just like if I was to start a food truck. I'd want to be behind the idea of where what goes in certain places. Yeah.
My aunt and uncle, they actually did this whole van tour around America.
Yeah.
But they didn't have like a kitchen or a bed type of van. They just did it in their SUV. And they had so much fun with it.
So much fun. Yeah, I've known a few people who've done that and gone kind of across Canada and down through the northern states in the U.S. as well, and then come back up and whatnot. And like the biggest thing for them was that it's the experiences they have that aren't on the map. It's like when you can get off the beaten trail, and you can find that restaurant that you're like, this was not on any guide. This was not on some review website. It was in the back of a gas station, and they made the best roast beef I ever had in my life. Like things like that. Yeah.
That'd be very fun. You just made me really want to go on vacation now, even though we just finished a vacation last week.
And I love gas station food, so.
Ooh, yum.
Like, yeah.
Chili? Do they have chili?
Yeah, sure. Now, hold on. Your chili. Beans or no beans?
No beans.
Oh, that's Texas style.
No beans.
I'm definitely beans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't like beans.
Oh, in Chile, I like them. They're just like, It's chili.
I just like the chili and the meat.
Oh, so you're putting it on a hot dog.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Chili hot dog. Anywho, everyone, would you rather sail or van life around the world? So how would you like to travel? What would you like to do? What would you like to see and why? Let us know. And Andrew, thank you so much. I will see you mañana.
Yeah, Tamara.
Bye.
See ya.
And welcome back, everyone. That was our bite-sized banter segment. And again, the topic was, would you rather sail or van around the world? So which one would you want to do? Go around in a boat and sail, or go around on the road with a van? And I have a few answers here. I have an answer here from Poneem. Hello, Poneem, saying a camper van. I think I get seasick on a boat and I'm scared it might sink. Yes, there is also that huge element of weather and what may or may not happen out in the sea. We don't know. So a camper van may be a little bit more safer. And we do have another answer here from Manakdo Yonganim saying, I choose to travel around the world in a van because I get really bad seasickness also. But yes, 배멀미 is no joke. I know that when I first came to Korea and I had to ride a boat, they had like these stickers that you put behind your ear that they saw at the pharmacy. Those were like lifesavers. I loved it. And then they give you like a little vial to drink, and it was great. And that helps with the seasickness. But yes, I know when you're traveling around the world, seasickness is not something that you would want to have as you're traveling because you want to enjoy the time. So I guess the safe answer would be a camping car to go around because you have everything in there, and we've already driven in snow and rain before, so I guess weather wouldn't be that big of an element when we are traveling around the world with a van. So you too, thank you for your answers, Poneem and Manakdo Yanganim. And now let's take a song break, everyone. Here is Some Things I'll Never Know by Teddy Swims.
Walking down the street last night, watching strangers pass me by. Where do all our shadows go? I guess some things I'll never know. I can fool my senses for a little while, but some things are too hard to reconcile. When I look into your eyes, there's no answers I can find. It's a feeling that I've never known. When I'm wide awake tonight, running circles in my mind, there's an answer I can't find. When did your heart let me go? I guess some things I'll never know. I guess some things I'll never know. I'm running out of avenues, 'cause every road leads back to you. When memories fade, where do they go? I guess some things I'll never know. I can fool my senses for a little while, but some things are too hard to reconcile. Oh, when I look into your eyes, there's no answers I can find. It's a feeling that I've never known. heart let me go. Guess some things I'll never know. Guess some things I'll never know. Ooh. Did I turn over every stone? Am I still there when your eyes close? When did your heart let me go? I guess some things I'll never know.
And welcome back. You just listened to Some Things I'll Never Know by Teddy Swims. And now it's time for Don't Make a Scene, where we learn real-life English expressions through movies and drama scenes. And this week we're going to learn some expressions from the American TV show, The Office. And let's rewind about with what we learned so far. On Monday we learned about the phrase, "It's raining cats and dogs out there." It's raining cats and dogs out there. It's a popular English idiom used to describe very heavy rain, and we may have that later in monsoon season in the summer. It's raining cats and dogs out there. Yesterday, we learned about the phrase, holy moly. Holy moly. This is an old-fashioned and mild exclamation used to express surprise, amazement, or even disbelief. So, if you're just joining us for the first time today for Midday Mate for Don't Make a Scene, let me give you a little bit of background information on which episode we're talking about today. It is from the TV show The Office Season 8, Episode 21. And this episode turns a rainy day into a hilarious team game within office coworkers. Everyone is on edge waiting for Phyllis to say her go-to rain phrases because she says a few every time that it rains. Jim's hot chocolate bet pulls all the whole office into a silly challenge, showing how well the team knows each other's quirks. One of the most subtle classic reactions come from Daryl, where he says, but Phil says first, "Oh, nobody knows how to drive in the rain." And Daryl says, "You don't say. You don't say." So Phyllis delivers another predictable rainy day line, and Daryl responds with a dry, sarcastic line of, "You don't say." It's not just a conversation, it's a performance. Daryl is on the game and keeps nudging Phillips closer to that final phrase. So today we're going to be talking about the expression, "you don't say." You don't say. This is a common English phrase that can mean very different things depending on how it is said. So we have two main meanings here. The first one is with genuine surprise, usually said with like your eyes really wide open and with a curiosity a bit in your tone. You say, "You don't say." That means, really? That's surprising. Wow, you don't say. Or if you're saying it with a little bit of sarcasm and disbelief, usually said with a straight face or an eye roll, it can sound like, you don't say. Which means, obviously, I already knew that. And in this episode, where Daryl says it, it is clearly sarcastic. He says, "You don't say." So here, tone matters significantly. The same words can express completely different emotions depending on the tone of voice and how you deliver it. With excitement, "You don't say," sounds very sincere and it's a nice reaction because someone's reacting to what you're saying. You're like, "Really? I didn't know that. You don't say." But with sarcasm, "You don't say," sounds a bit dismissive or bored. It's a great example of how English relies on intonation and context for the meaning. So, examples in daily life. Here's one for genuine. You can say, "Hey, guess what? My dog learned how to open the fridge. And someone can say, oh, you don't say. That's amazing. How did you teach your dog how to open the fridge? Because that is not something that we have in daily life, right? It's not like every dog knows how to open the fridge, get you a bottle of water, and bring it to you on the couch, right? We don't see that many talented dogs. But if someone were to say that, you would say, oh, you don't say, really? Meaning, I didn't know that. That's so cool. Or here's one with a sarcastic tone. Someone comes up to you and says, ugh, Mondays are the worst. I wish the weekend was still here. And then another person will reply, you don't say. I had no idea. Because, of course, some people all think that Mondays are the worst, and they're like, you don't say. I already knew that. Here, genuine or sarcastic, it depends. I tripped over my shoelaces again. You can say, you don't say. Meaning, oh no, are you okay? But say if it's someone who is clumsy and trips over their shoelaces a lot. You say, oh my gosh, I tripped over my shoelaces again. You can say, you don't say. Because this one can go either way. One person, maybe they're genuinely like afraid that you might have gotten hurt, or one person that knows that you're always clumsy and always trips. So it depends on how you say it. So, have you ever used or heard this phrase, you don't say, before today's show? Think about the last time someone told you something obvious. Did you want to say, you don't say? Or the last time someone truly surprised you, did your voice go up in a pitch and say, you don't say? Try using both versions in a conversation today and notice how tone changes everything. So even though today's expression was only one, you don't say, there were two different ways that we can say it, and there are two different meanings. So you don't say might be simple, but it's a great reminder that how we say something is just as powerful as what we say. Whether you're being genuine or playful, like Daryl, tone can turn even the driest line into a punchline. And again, that was you don't say. And hopefully you learned something new today. And that was it for Don't Make a Scene. Let's listen to another song. Here is Lost on Me, the live version by Eric Nam.
I was stuck in a troubled headspace. Didn't know what I had until it was too late. Tried to carry through, but I was dead weight. Never had a condition on loving someone. Had the time, it's the kind of thing I would run from. You believe in the person that I could become. I'm still finding silver linings and all your writings on the walls. Everything about you now is bittersweet, bittersweet. Last song in the symphony, symphony. Though the show might be over, you should know that your love wasn't lost on me. We almost had it, but it doesn't mean it was all just for nothing. You should know that your love wasn't lost on me. I think I get it, I think I get it now. Always regret it, the way I let you down. I finally get it, 'cause you taught me how. You know this one, come on. I'm still on the walls. Everything about you now is bittersweet, bittersweet. Last song in the symphony. Though the show might be over, you should know that your love wasn't lost on me. We almost had it, but it doesn't make baby. All your words left a mark on me. Might still hurt, but I hope you see. All your love wasn't lost on me.
And welcome back. You just listened to Lost on Me, the live version by Eric Nam. And now it's time for Enter Planet, your go-to spot for the hottest entertainment updates from around the globe. And up first, we have Amber Heard's surprising family news. Let's start with a surprise from the actress Amber Heard. She's made headlines again, and this time for something quite personal. Amber has revealed that she is now a mother of twin babies. That's right, 2 little ones. She hasn't shared all the details, but her recent social media post strongly suggested that she had the twins via surrogacy and without a partner. This kind of announcement has led to a lot of discussion, not just about her personal life, but also about changing definitions of family in the entertainment world. Fans and followers have been showing support, calling it inspiring that she's embracing motherhood on her own terms. And while Amber has kept things fairly private, people are definitely talking about this modern take on starting a family. Whether you're a fan or not, it's always interesting to see how public figures challenge the norm and start new conversations. And that was our first one for Enter Planet. Up at number 2, we have Justin Bieber's son is growing fast. Next up, if you've been wondering how time flies, ask Justin Bieber. He and his wife recently gave fans a peek at their baby boy who's already 9 months old. Yes, it's been almost a year since their son was born, and the photos show just how fast he's growing. People can't get over how big he looks now. Justin posted a few sweet snapshots of him and the baby, and fans went straight into aww mode. It's kind of a full circle moment for longtime Bieber fans who remember him as the baby-faced teenager himself. Now he's a dad with a growing family. Of course, Justin is still active in music, but clearly being a father has taken up a big part of his heart these days. And it's nice to see a softer side of someone who's had such a roller coaster journey in the spotlight. Parenthood suits him, and fans are loving every glimpse of it. And now, up at number 3, we have Lisa joins Maroon 5 for the song titled Priceless. Now, here's something for all the pop fans out there. Lisa, the global K-pop star, has teamed up with the international pop group of Maroon 5 for a new single titled Priceless. It's catchy, upbeat track with a bit of that funky Maroon 5 groove, and Lisa brings her signature edge to it. Even though the release came as a surprise, the music video is already getting millions of views. What's more exciting is how seamlessly Lisa blends into the Western pop scene. Her part in the song is not just a feature, it really stands out. Her rap verses, her presence in the video, it's all being praised by both music critics and from fans around the world. The collaboration feels fresh and, well, pretty priceless itself, just like as the title says. Fans are even calling it one of the most exciting crossovers of the year. And let's be honest, this could be the start of more global partnerships for Lisa. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on what she does next. Up at number 4, we have BB's comeback with double title tracks. Ooh, let's head back to Korea for some exciting comeback news. Rising singer BB is making her return to the music scene with a full-length album titled Eve, Romance, dropped on the 14th today. But here's the twist. She's releasing not 1, but 2 title tracks. Fans know BB for her bold style and emotional depth, and this time she's going even bigger. Her label says the album explores complex themes, mixing catchy beats with lyrics that dig deep. She's already teased some visuals, and let's just say they're as artistic and intense as ever. What makes this comeback even more interesting is how she's positioning herself as both an artist and a storyteller. Whether it's through fashion, music, or performance, BB keeps finding a way to surprise us. If you're into music that's a little different and a lot powerful, this comeback is one to watch out for. Up at number 5, we have Meet Meow, the colorful cat of K-pop. Finally, today, let's talk about someone, or rather a group, new on the scene. Meow is a 5-member K-pop girl group that's quickly gaining attention for their bold style and playful energy. They're often described as the colorful cats of K-pop. It's a fun nickname that reflects their bright personalities and vibrant visuals. In a recent interview, the members said that they want to soar high and show the world who they really are. Just like colorful cats, they aim to be cute, unique, and impossible to ignore. Here's what's especially exciting. Meow debuted just last September under the Black Label, a company led by the renowned producer Teddy, the creative mind behind massive hits for groups like Big Bang, 21, and Blackpink. That legacy brings high expectations, and Meow seems more than ready. And just this week on May 12th, they held a special showcase for their very first mini album titled My Eyes Open Wide. And that's your Enterplanet update for today. From unexpected family news to musical surprises and rising stars, and world entertainment never slows down. So stay tuned for next week's segment of Enterplanet. And now let's take a song break and go back in time and listen to Baby by Justin Bieber.
Oh, oh, you know you love me, I know you care. Just shout whenever, and I'll be there. You want my love, you want my heart, and we will never, ever, ever be apart. Are we an item? Girl, quit playing. We're just friends, what are you saying? Said there's another, and look right in my eyes. My first love broke my heart for the first time, and I was like, baby, 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 oh, like, baby, 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 no, like, baby, 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 oh, thought you'd always be mine, mine, baby, 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 oh, like, baby, 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 no, like, baby, 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 oh, thought you'd always be mine, mine. For you, I would have done whatever, and I just can't believe we ain't together. And I wanna play it cool, but I'm losing you. I'll buy you anything, I'll buy you any ring, and I'm in pieces. Baby, fix me, and just shake me till you wake me from this bad dream. I'm going down, 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 and I just can't believe my first love won't be around. And I'm like, baby, 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 oh, like, baby, 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 no, like, baby, 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 oh, thought you'd always be mine, mine, baby, 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 oh, like, baby, 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 no, like, baby, 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 oh, thought you'd always be mine, mine.
When I was 13, I had my first love. There was nobody that compared to my baby, and nobody came between us or could ever come above. She had me going crazy. Oh, I was starstruck. She woke me up daily. Don't need no Starbucks. She made my heart pound and skip a beat when I see her in the street and at school on the playground. But I really wanna see her on the weekend. She knows she got me dazing, cause she was so amazing. And now my heart is breaking, but I just keep on saying,
Baby, baby, oh, like, baby, 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 no, like, baby, 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 oh, thought you'd always be mine, mine, baby, 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 oh, like, baby, 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 no, like, baby, 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 oh, thought you'd always be mine, mine,
And welcome back, everyone. You just listened to Baby by Justin Bieber. And now our question of the day and text topic. It is, what's your go-to comfort food when home alone? 집에서 혼자 있을 때 자주 먹는 위로의 음식은 무엇인가요? And I have an answer here from Ponim saying it is pizza or hamburger because they make less trash. For pizza, only paper trash, then other food. Yes, that sounds also really delicious. Yummy pizza and hamburger. And I have another answer from Manakdo Youngnim saying, I usually eat lunch alone at home on weekdays, so I don't really go looking for anything special. I mostly eat leftovers from breakfast like steamed sweet potatoes, boiled eggs, a bit of fruit, and so on. When I need comfort, I often eat 제첩국, which is small clam soup. There's a story behind that, but it's too long from what Manakdo Youngnim says. Well, thank you so much for all of your answers, everyone. And it is 1:55 p.m. in the afternoon and is now time to wrap up the show. I've been your host, Kimberly, and here is our last song, Sowing the Seeds of Love by Tears for Fears. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye!
The common man on a love train rides from coast to coast. DJ's the man we love the most. Could you be squeaky clean and smashing the hope of democracy is the headline. Says you're free to choose. There's egg on your face and mud on your shoes. One of these days they're gonna call it the blues. Yeah, yeah. Sowing the seeds, anything is possible. Sowing the seeds of love. Sowing the seeds, sowing the seeds, anything is possible. Sowing the seeds of love. Sowing the seeds. Eyes wide, tears in their eyes, and look to the skies for some kind of divine intervention. Who goes to waste? So nice to eat, so nice to taste. Politician granny with your ideas, but you have no idea how the majority feels. So outlaw in a promised land, opposed to the rules that will govern my plan. Kick out the strong, bring back the joy. Sowing the seeds of love, seeds of love. Sowing the seeds, sowing the seeds of love, seeds of love. Sowing the seeds, the birds and the bees, my girlfriend and me, in love. Feel the pain, talk about it. If you're a warrant man,